Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a kind of a bonus extra. I'm going to finish the layouts that I started in the Vicki Boutin class. It wasn't really a class, it was kind of like a Friday Night Live where she kind of pulled up the same supplies that we had and came up with ideas and worked on a layout. And we either followed her or we didn't. And we used, made pretty stuff with the same supplies. And the same supplies would be a very generous kit of 49 and Market Spectrum Sherbet. And I am going to work on these today, finishing these in the same order that we worked on them in the class. I'll just shorten it by saying class last Sunday. And I've done most of the work on most of the pages, but they needed photos, so I found and printed those today. And then once I get the photos on and kind of look at where journaling may or may not go, I have some rub-ons and my entire work stand filled with my Spectrum Sherbet supplies. So I can pull from there if there's anything I need. So on this first one, I'm going to actually take put the others to the side and kind of so that I can have a flat work surface underneath. I've never done anything like this before. There are going to be 5 pages that I'll finish today. So this first one was one where we fussy cut out this sunburst, which was this on the paper, and then I actually mounted it onto the reverse side, and that has all these really interesting details. I used rub-ons to put that messy stitching on and to put this mixed media and this down here, but I've kind of talked about that in my last layout share, so I don't really want to belabor it too much. The photo I'm using is one of Katie and her friends at a Renaissance fair just this past month. And I'm just going to slide it in. I already have a white mat. For the others, I kind of wised up and followed Vicki's lead and did a colorful mat and then bordered the photos in white. But this one's just got the photo bordered in white. And what I was noticing is that I've got these corners filled, so I'm going to make Helen Parker happy. But there is a guy right here. He's got the right color shirt on to go with my thing here, but he's and there's a guy there that I don't necessarily need to see, and there's a gap sort of between this film strip, which I made into a fake shaker pocket. So I'm going to look for something that can fill that area. Let's see. Would that work? I don't want this leaf sprig over here to cover her face, so I may cut that off. But first I'll decide if there's anything else better that I could use. There are some flowers that are just the right color pink. That's way too big. here's a small one. Maybe something like that right there. I think I'll do that. That gives us a little more coverage. And I want to be sure the guy is gone from there. I'll just put this little scrap of foam tape on. Kind of do it like that. Okay, it doesn't hide much of that. It does bridge that gap, and I think we're good. I primarily used things in the strawberry, I forget what it's called. Let's see if I can find the name of it on here. Not seeing it, but there's a teal and a strawberry lemonade. Okay, so I picked primarily from the strawberry lemonade palette, but included some of the teal, and I included a yellow because there's some yellow here, and of course there's green around to kind of pick this up. I didn't want it to be entirely pink. I'm going to put a date right here, but I know the date that I pulled this photo, but I don't know the date it was taken, so I'm gonna have to wait till Katie gets back in from out of town. So I think this one is done. I have sequins and other goodies on there. I did want to see if I could squeeze in a flare right there, but I have to see if I have the right color. I'm running low. I kind of tend to use pinks, and I don't seem to have. That might work if I kind of squeeze it under this. It's not perfect, so I could instead go for a neutral like this gold glitter one, and that would kind of fit with the costumes they have on. So let's do that. I have my new box of flare coming, which will include the specific collection that is color-coded to go with this Spectrum Sherbet collection. But I haven't, it's not arrived yet, and I'm having trouble with my box here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on, and we'll go with that. I think that's perfect because it kind of picks up some of the gold colors kind of up in this area. Okay, so page 1 done. And maybe when the new ones come in, I may find a way to squeeze one in there or someplace. But I think this is probably going to go in the book just like it is. Like I said, I'm going to get a date right there, and I will probably do a strip of journaling. I want Katie to tell me the exact name of this event. It's a something something Renaissance Fair, and I don't know what the something something is. Okay, so that goes off to the side. The next page that we did was actually a 2-page spread, and I kind of went I did sort of the same design, used many of the ideas, but kind of went my own way, especially on this page. The photos I have here, this is the night that Katie and two of her friends, well, Katie and Allie, and one of Katie's friends, asked if they could come down and do some crafting. So they picked kits from my stash. I took them around and pretty much made everything open to them except this Spectrum Sherbet kit, which I was saving for the class. Or I had bought it and was saving it for the class. Okay, I think. So this is the photo of the girls working. And when I glued this butterfly on, I glued it on so that the photo wouldn't fit. So I've had to unglue it, and I'll glue that down and then glue this back. And then I created 3 spots here for the 3 layouts that they created. And I've got photos of those to put there. And then this is some journaling, and I kind of wanted it to go under this. I wasn't sure if I would do another photo, but I didn't have one this orientation. And for balance on the page, I kind of needed it that way. So I'm going to do this, and then maybe I'll look for something to go right there. Okay, so that's got some glue on it, so it's wanting to go down. Okay, there, and then I'll look for something here. So this I'm going to glue with some foam down across the bottom. Make sure I have the bottom. And then when I do it like this, I need some foam over this side. So let me do that. This is just one of the little pieces of ephemera that were in the collection. So let me put that there. And now I think I'm going to do a bit of, I must have put that down with wet glue. So let me try doing that again and curling up those wings, and I'll mount it on the photo, and that works just fine. Okay, and over here I did 1/2 of the ViewMaster kind of underneath the mat. And I knew at the time that I cut this that these photos were going to be square, but I cut the mats horizontal anyway because I kind of wanted some of that green showing. A little bit too much of it shows for my taste, actually. So I'm going to do some work on that. Let me get a piece of foam here. I'll put the photos on, and then we'll see what's left. This page with the beautiful orange background, and that orange paper, by the way, is from the very first paper collection I ever owned. It was a stack of card. It was called a cardstock stack, but that was that was what Sam's Club called it. Sam's Club being a gosh, is my what's happening to my adhesive? I've lost the adhesion on my adhesive. The sticky parts are not coming from the roller. I've lost the sticky parts. Okay, I'm gonna, I will switch to a glue stick. That happens to be right here on the desk. And if I need to, I'll go back. That has never happened before with this. It's got, I've still got plenty of adhesive on the roller, and it's been working just fine. I used it on the layout just before this. Okay, so not sure what happened there. I'm gonna do this kind of straight on. Okay, need another layer of foam. Let's see, I'll get a long skinny one from here. It's too long. So I've got that on there, and now I'll put some glue there and some here. I just put this little, this is a chipboard Viewmaster or a slide frame, and I thought it would be cute sticking out there. And let me get this, oops. I definitely need to wipe that up. My glue stick fell stick down onto my clean floors. Floors were just swept and mopped this morning, and I can't undo all that good work. Okay, so there. And I have got some glue on my hands. This is a mess. I apologize, and I'm gonna have to kind of press that down. And okay, so now this one, since that one goes that way, this one should go this way and leave this side exposed. So we'll get that one ready. And to be sure not get any of them on my hands. Okay, this is Allie's page. I'm gonna maybe just kind of put it, no, it needs to go that way. Okay, now let's see what we need as, okay, there's this piece, which could kind of go, I'm not sure that I like the wildflower pieces. I'm thinking more butterflies. Since there's kind of a butterfly theme going on, I could put one right in there. And let's see what else I have. Ooh, there's a cute little pink one that could go maybe here. And then I need something in there, maybe a single flower right there. I like that, and I'm not afraid of that color because all the colors are in both ends of things here. So let me get something to lift this up. And I'll kind of have it overlapping that. And you can still see a lot of the frame there. Let's see. I want to use this glue for this butterfly. I'll kind of put it here where it doesn't cover up too much of the photo. Let me move the photo over a bit, and then it won't cover up any. And I can't press it down with my fingers, apparently, because it keeps sticking. Okay, I'm gonna press this down in the center and lift those wings up so we get that look. And then here, we'll put that right there. Okay, and I think this one is finished. I managed to cover both ends that were exposed of this guy. I had kind of thought I might need something there, but I don't, and I like that the orange flower here kind of continues the orange. This pink is right here in her pink mat that she used on that orange background, and that's kind of continuing that there. Tori had, she did this kind of as a gift for her boyfriend, and she's got a couple photos of herself and him, and what's around here on the space are tattoos that he has. And then Allie chose photos from of the sky, and in keeping with that, she found a watercolor card that I had to color hot air balloons, and she covered that with some hot air balloon stickers set at a wonky angle, and then used this lime green kind of coming off there. It was just all three of the pages were really creative and beautiful. So let me put this and this aside. On this one, what Vicki did down here was very different, but when she was pulling out the different colors and dividing by color some of the ephemera, it kind of ended up she just set it on her page, and I thought, I really like the look of that, so I tried to do something like that, and that kind of gave both sides of the double pager a lot of weight, and to me that kind of really highlights the photos in the center. So I'm happy with it, and I thank Vicki for her inspiration. This piece down here looks unfinished, and it is. I'm going to again ask the girls to provide me with some things to say about their pages, and I'm going to type that up and cut those into strips. One thing I'm going to do right now is give these little holes kind of some dimension. What Vicki was going for in hers and therefore I was going for it in mine, is the look of kind of a strap or a band that was anchored right here by this, and I have some rub-ons that are stitching, but also some lines. Let's look at what is in here. There's a page in here that has these kind of stitched lines, and I thought I might try to put one of those across there, but I want to see what else I do with it first. So this one will have something added there, and it may continue over onto here. Some of the journaling strips may get cut in half so that they can bridge this. And I want to wait and see what I do there before I figure out what I do here. I also have a selection of Doodlebug twine, which could, I could kind of twirl around here to look like it's threading those straps, but I'll keep it handy, and I'm not going to do that right exactly now. Okay, so here and here, and let's put this back here. This next page was one that started out both for Vicki and for myself being a monochromatic page. We fussy cut these florals. Is that from? Fussy cut the florals and then put them on this paper. And like I said, I think Vicki used this side, and so did others that I've seen sharing theirs. And then Vicki kind of started adding pops of yellow with some flowers overlaying the blue flowers, and I thought that looked really cool. But I did a strip right here. This was a branding strip, and I laid it across and had the word together, which gave me the idea to use photos of myself and John. And there was a rub-on that said Once Upon a Dream, and this chipboard title that said Look. And so I knew what I wanted to do was have a couple of my favorite photos of us together. And this one was my Facebook profile picture for a very long time. And this was his Facebook profile picture for the entire time that he was on Facebook. It still is. His Facebook account is still out there. And that's his profile picture. That was his favorite picture of us. So I thought I'd put both of those on here. And Once Upon a Dream is kind of, and Together just kind of fit, because Big Dreams, this was taken, I'd say, in 1999, because a friend of ours had come down from Delaware. He worked for IBM, and he had come down to help us with, to help our company with the year 2000 conversion in programs in the language that my husband also supported. And so he worked with John, but I had known him for years, going to IBM trade show kinds of things, not trade shows, but it's actually, they were user conferences, and he was there to support the users who were using the PL1 language, and that was John's language. It was what I had hired him to support in at a different company. I want to Okay, that already is on foam. Okay, so it's kind of lifted up. And this is on foam as well, so that's good. I just wanted to be sure that it had some lift, and I was afraid I'd glued it down. Okay, so I'm gonna put the earlier photo. That was 99, and this was 2016, when we were on our, it was kind of towards the end of our 31-day road trip across the U.S., and we had made it all the way to the West Coast, and we're working our way back, and we had made it to Chicago. And we went to Elvis night at a Chicago White Sox game, and it was just awesome. One of the Elvises took this photo of us. There's a women's room and a couple of guys kind of right there, and I'm not overly fond of that. So I was thinking maybe something like that coming from behind, or maybe this daisy that I could kind of squint my eyes and pretend it's a sunflower, because it's probably more likely to be a dandelion, but I'm kind of call it a sunflower. John loves sunflowers, and I'm sure if he saw this dandelion, he would approve of placing it there. I can cover the guys, but not the women's room sign. But when I cut that just now, I cut a piece off of the, a leaf off of it, and I'm not seeing that leaf. Did something move across my page? And I'm sure you're all laughing because this happens every time. Okay, I've lost something, but let's see if I can find a small group of leaves. All I need is one, maybe right, but it shouldn't be the same color as the flower, so I need something green. And I have, let's see, the bottom of this flower, and I could use those leaves kind of right there. So I'm going to cut that one right there. This is just so cute right here. It's a poppy. I think I might scooch it down here. I just love that orange so much, and John loved orange flowers, so let's do a John page. And I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna glue this down, but I'm gonna be sorry I did if I tell you what, I think I only need one of these leaves. So I'm gonna fussy cut this leaf off of there. And I'm going to put this kind of right there, and I'll curl it up. And then I'm going to take a tiny bit of foam and prop up that dandelion. Excuse me, sunflower. I could have gone in and used a marker to color the centers dark brown, and then you'd believe it was a sunflower, right? Okay, let me put those back in there, and I'm gonna save this piece of this leaf, and I'm gonna add a little glue down to here so that stays. Oops, and then I guess I need to turn it like that. What did I do different from last time? I might have moved it over a little too far to the right. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna kind of press that down in the glue, and that'll hold that little fiddly bit down there. And I'm gonna put a tiny piece of foam behind the poppy. Okay, there we go. And let me there's a little tiny bit of paper stuck from when I pulled it out of its home. Now, right up in here, it looks like I need to have a pop of that yellow or orange. So I'm going to get either some mixed media, although there's mixed media behind that rub-on, so I don't think I need the mixed media. I'm leaning towards something there. There's also this sheet that has these stitches. I'm afraid the stitching wouldn't be have enough impact. So I'm going to go with my original thought here. And I'm going to cut a piece of this orange bit, and I'm going to try to cut it straight across there so that it ends at the end of the page. Okay. There we go. And let me get my handy dandy little applicator. These are different. I use popsicle sticks most of the time, and that works just fine. But these are great because there's a pointy end that has, that you can get details like the stitching as well as the flatter side that you can rub. And these are just excellent rub-ons, really high quality and so imaginative, just very different from the kind of rub-ons we used to get back in the day. And I remember when I was on my very first trip to Archivers, I saw some rub-ons that I liked, and they were part of a collection. And I said, yeah, I kind of like these. I had had some rub-ons in in a set of supplies that my then daughter-in-law had given me that had been part of her mother's stash, and her mom had sadly passed away. So, okay, this one I think is finished. Anyway, I said, yeah, I like rub-ons because if they don't all stick, you can it just kind of looks like some of that mixed media broken, broken text kind of look. And the lady said, well, if they don't all come off, you can put them back down and continue rubbing. Oh, duh. I did not know that. Okay, so this one is done. I don't think for me or for any of my anyone in the future looking at this doesn't need to know any particular details about this. The Together and Once Upon a Dream kind of say it all. So that's not one that's going to get a lot of journaling or any more journaling, any at all. Okay, this is the last page, and it's a photo of Allie at a restaurant, sitting across the table from me at a restaurant. Allie has recently moved out into her own house. She and some friends have leased a house, and I was taking some things down to her, and we went to this restaurant. It's a Cajun restaurant called Papados, and it's awesome, and we were having a great time, and I took this awesome picture of her, and this title, Dreamer, because this girl has big dreams. She's kind of getting set up to go to school. She had a job that was close to this house, and she was thinking she'd continue it. She didn't realize what a drain a 30-minute drive was every day. So she's found another job where she's making more money for fewer hours, and that gives her a chance to, she's going to do her first couple of semesters online at college, and she's and then she'll like go to classes after, and she's kind of doing what I would recommend almost to anybody that's unsure of exactly what they want to be when they grow up. And I just love these things so much. Which is to try a few things out that you think you're interested in, and then, don't make any huge commitments or even in your head. I'm going to do it just because I think it's pretty. I'm going to take this big lighter color pink one, and I'm going to cut it off, leaving this other one barely connected, but it should work. I think I'll probably use those fairly quickly. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is cut this in two and put one coming from here and one coming from here. So anyway, I think she's got the right idea. Okay, let me do that, and I'll put that one on there and this one on like this. Put this one on first. So the title Dreamer was perfect, and I didn't know exactly which photo of Allie I was going to use, but I kind of, as I was making this page at the class, I was thinking And that's why I picked the title Dreamer. I was thinking it would be a page about her. And I did not look up, oh, I do know the date. It was April 30th. I have a friend whose birthday is April 30th, so I remembered that when I looked it up, and I haven't done it. I'm going to color these letters. Those are canvas letters that are watercolorable, or they're colorable by any number of mediums. I've mostly used watercolor, but I've pulled out a couple of Distress Oxide inks and a Vicki Boutin watercolor paintbrush. And I'm gonna see okay, how far? I made this one a little bit longer than that one because there's a little more white space here than there is there, and that just kind of gives it some balance. I'm just loving these rub-ons. I want to go back and put rub-ons on all the pages I've ever done before, no matter what the collection was. And these rub-ons add that look of mixed media without the mess, as Vicki said. And mind you, I love the mess and I love mixed media, but I just also love the look of these. Okay, so that's there. And the reason I chose the lighter pink is I kind of have in mind using the lighter pink. We've got pops of the darker pink here, and then we have the lighter pink in a couple places, including this little word that says sweet. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to do the light pink color on there, and if it doesn't show up enough, and what I'm doing here is kind of, I squeeze on here and let a little water go onto the ink pad. Well, I think that's going to be fine. And I like that part of that is darker. So let it go in there and then just kind of pick it up onto the brush. And I'm not, making any huge attempts to completely fill or stay within the lines or anything like that. Here, a little bit outside the lines is perfect. Okay. So my title is Hello Dreamer. And I think that's the title that Vicki used too. Okay, I like that. I didn't have to use, I had this is Kitsch Flamingo, and I didn't have to use my backup of picked raspberry, which is usually my go-to pink, but I think I've nailed it here. This is something Vicki did where she cut a stitching rub-on in two and had it coming out, either side of a word strip like that. So I'm very happy with these. So let's go back through them real quick in reverse order. This one, I added the photo and the coloring there and stuff in the corners just for Helen. And this one, I added a little orange flower to have a pop of orange over here. I added the photos, and I covered up something I didn't care for in the photos with this quote-unquote sunflower. And that's pretty much all I did to this page. Then this one, I added the photos, and I added some embellishments on the mats to kind of fill in the green space there. And that's pretty much all I did. There will be some journal strips that go here. This is this talks about the event, the evening. In other words, what's going on in this photo. This journaling will talk about the pages they made, the girls' own documentation of the pages they made. And so this is my double page spread. I didn't add much of anything. I added some circles around here to make that look a little bit more like the kind of strap that it's supposed to emulate. And then this page was pretty much done. I don't think I did much other than the photo, except there was a gap here and also a person I didn't necessarily want in the photo. So I covered him up with this little flower stem, which also filled in the gap between the photo mat and this film strip. So pretty much that one was already done. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If nothing else, I hope it just makes you really crave Spectrum Sherbet. I added a flare here. I did not add flares to the other pages. Like I said, I have flares coming in. Let me see if there's something I can use across here. There is this that says follow the joy. And ooh, I like that. It works and it's the right color. And I'm gonna wait until my new flare come in with the collection that is specifically color matched to this collection, or with the set that's color matched to this collection. So that works there, and that kind of fills that in. It seems like maybe I could use something right here. Like that little arrow is kind of cute. And it's the right color. So I'm going back and still doing more finishing. Okay. And like I said, I'm not going to add any flare, but when I do get my flare, I can see one maybe going right there and another one maybe going right here, and maybe mixed in with these other circles here. Anywhere that I have circles and butterflies. And here I have a circle bit there. It seems like a flare might not be out of place right down here. And here, right under this is kind of loose. I left it that way so that I could slide the photo. So right in these two spots is where when I was making the page, that's where I had in mind doing some flare. And I'll wait till the right colors come in. So again, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye.